Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This is our Monday evening Q&A segment, and we are so happy to be with you and to again seek to answer your questions. I'm Shirley Mitchell Berman, one of the overseers of Tamar International, and with me is
Lauren Anthony Bino.
we are just here to keep it real and just seek to answer the questions as the Holy Spirit gives us the wisdom and the understanding. How has your weekend been? Well, here in Trinidad, it's very, very humid. It's not hot, it's humid. I tell you, and we're just braving this type of weather. So you can drop us a comment and let us know how it is for you, where you are, and what part of the globe you are in. It's always a joy and a pleasure to be able to stand and or sit in this, and we seek to do it faithful, Lord. He is so, and last evening on Women in Waiting segment, our guest, she was saying, it's so important to be obedient to God, and I really want to give God thanks for our obedience to Him, staying the course, doing what He has commissioned us to do. And so, again, we remind you no question is too foolish. So, good evening and welcome. And we have our question for you. Let's get it up on the screen. Minister Lauren, say something to them if there's something you want to be able to say to them before we go into the question.
Good evening, everyone. It's again a pleasure for me to be here, thanking God for His mercy, for His healing. I had a week of bed rest and whatever, and I thank God that He brought me through, that I am much better, much stronger, thank God. And I want to agree with Minister Shilin because part of what I was telling her today is when you are obedient to God, He works things out in your life. He does some kind of things in your life that you and all probably don't even expect. So, I mean, years ago, I remember that the Lord had showed me, revealed to me that Tema is based on faith and obedience. And it stands true even in your private life, in your personal life. If you have faith, if you believe, and you obey. And again, I always like to quote my mom when I talk about obedience. She says obedience is prompt. So it speaks of the level of faith you will have in God when He says to do something and you do it right away without questioning, even though sometimes it don't make sense. Right? And that is obedience, not when you think about it and eventually do it. And that is what God is looking for in us every day as His children. Faith, have faith to believe that if He says that He's going to do it, He's going to do it. And obey promptly. And you would see that God is going to give you the rewards in your life because with obedience comes blessings.
And I think that's in Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. And many years ago, when I was given the privilege to minister the word, the Lord told me, because when I was asking Him, I said, God, what is the blessing? And He ministered to me, the blessing is obedience. Because what would be blessing for you would not be blessing for me necessarily. And so the key thing, the key component is obedience. And anybody who truly obeys God can never say they have a regret. They may have gone through some processes, but they won't regret. And so, even for you who are widowed, you continue to obey God in spite of it. Yes, it might seem easy to say, but you obey the voice of God. That still small voice. Sometimes you don't even have to be a believer, because He has a way of putting in us by our conscience, that inner witness. And those who know Him are cued into it even faster. But if you don't know Him and you want to know Him, take that conscience. Your conscience say, don't go down the road, or don't do that now. All of that is simply obedience. So again, good evening to you. Let me see these comments and then that are here. Minister Deborah is saying good evening to us, and we are happy always to have you on supporting us. Thank you so much. So we're going to get right into the question. Let me go back to the question. And I really just have to give God thanks, because truly He has been helping me with this. Oh my gosh, He equips us, He makes us ready. So here's our question for this evening. What are some of the relaxing and therapeutic things a widow or widower can do? And before I complete the question, just the mere fact of me laughing, I felt that is very therapeutic, but it might be difficult to laugh when you're going through a situation like that. But sometimes a good laugh could really, really help. Laughing at something that they do that looks really funny or foolish could really help. But anyhow, let's get back to the question. Not taking it out of context, but I think that's further along in the journey. What are some of the relaxing and therapeutic things a widower can do? Or what are the things they should get involved in to help mentally? Miss Lauren, how has it been for you? Tell us some of the.
Firstly, as I always say, what may work for you may not work for me, and vice versa. My first question to you will be, what do you love? What is there in your life? Something that you will do and you would find some peace. That's the question you need to ask, because whatever you do, in order to find it therapeutic, it has to be something that you love to do. It's something that you will give your whole self into, right? I have practiced for many years, even before I became a widow, and over the years since I've become a widow, I am convinced that God was preparing me, even though I wasn't ready for widowhood at 50. God was preparing me, because I will take a day off every now and then and go get myself pampered. I can do it myself because I'm trained in pedicure and manicure and facial. But yet I will decide one day, listen, I'm gonna call, make an appointment, I'm gonna get my face done, or I'm gonna get my toes done, which as I get older is a little more difficult for me to do my own toes. So most of the times I go get a pedicure done. But things like that relaxes me. Things like that makes me get a little feeling of well-being. You come out and you're feeling the difference. There's a lightness. So I will suggest, if you like those kind of things, every now and then, it don't have to be very regular, but every now and then you decide to take yourself out, go to a spa day. If you want to do the whole works, do the whole works. If you could only afford to do your face, and you think that is what is needed, do your face. If you want to do your toes, you do your toes. But at the end of the day, do something where somebody else is ministering to you, is doing something for you. It gives you a real sense of well-being, even if you can do it yourself, because it just brings out that little piece in you. And another thing for me is, I develop a hobby that has now become my business, which is jewelry making. And recently I was in Emancipation Village for the 5 days, and one of the things I heard over and over from the people that was admiring my work is, you have a lot of patience. This takes a lot of time. And I told them, I said, that is my therapy and I love doing it. I could get so immersed in doing a piece. I don't remember what time it is. I don't care what's going on around me. Sometimes it's not good, but sometimes I don't even eat, because I'm so, involved in what I am doing and seeing it develop, the idea and the inspiration coming from God, and I actually seeing it come into life in my hands. I seen this thing coming. So those are some of the things that I do to, as a therapy, and as something that will just give me a little peace, a little calmness and whatever. I also, I love ballroom dancing. But as a Christian, you have to choose your environment, ballroom dancing and back in time is not the same thing. So the crowd is going to be different, and you need to be careful in terms of where you go and what you do. But that's another thing that you could do. I love to dance. I just love to dance. So me is a form of expression. It really mentally it helps me, mentally, not just physically helping me keep fit and whatever, but even mentally. Like I say, what I would advise is you choose the environment that you go in. You don't have to go to everywhere that your hair is supposed to have back in times or ballroom, because it's two different things. So that's another thing. I love to sing. I have a little group, a little intimate group that I have been in for just a couple of months. I decided I'm going to sing it, and I go to karaoke, you know, and it is always good to go with friends. So it becomes a nice little lime. You sit down, you talk, you laugh, and then you take turns and you go up and you sing, or you sing together as a group. It's nice, and you build a family atmosphere. Again, you choose where and with whom, but it's things like these that have brought me pleasure, and has taken away that sense of being alone, you know, because I know that I can look forward to going here at least once a week or doing this once a week. And I have met a lot of people along the way. I've met a lot of people. I made a lot of friends along the way, So that's basically for me. But like I said, the most important thing is, what do you love? What will give you that sense of peace and well-being? Then seek after it and do it. And don't be afraid. Spend some money on yourself. Spend some money on yourself. You can't enjoy it when you get sick, or mentally you're under that kind of stress that it affects your mental health. So even if it means spending some money to keep you mentally healthy and giving you a little peace and a little enjoyment, you spend the money. Don't leave it to save for nobody else. You need to live, and you need to enjoy your life that God has given you. And that's my little advice.
Yeah, thinking about it in terms of, being being all right with living again, living past the grief. And of course, you take it step by step, but giving yourself way to doing things that you would really love.
Yeah.
And some always go back to that place of journaling, because even in the midst of having your loved ones with you, your spouse with you, that for me is a big thing. Writing your thoughts to God, writing your experiences down on paper can really help. Um, so again, it's really what you enjoy doing. Sometimes it might be curling up and reading a good book, or even just meditating upon the Word of God. Or you might have a love for the arts, or the theater arts, arts in any form that you enjoy. I have known widows in particular, widowers as well, who step into areas that they have never been in before, that was very foreign or new to them, and are excelling. So the idea is to really be able to find that joy and comfort and mind in that thing that is even tied to your destiny, your purpose, your assignment now that you are no longer married. And anything that you do, and you could do it for free, when you look at it carefully, it can really, really help you relax, because you just enjoy doing it. As Minister Lauren said, she can do it for hours, long, lose track of the time. And I was going to say, not even study about eating. Like myself, I mean, I could talk and talk and talk and talk and talk for hours, and sometimes forget I didn't drink water. but it relaxes me. It brings joy to my heart, even speaking into people's lives. Look at this is a back to back. I am on a Sunday evening and I'm on a Monday evening, and literally with the grace of God, with the grace of God, not in my own strength. But there is a joy in doing it. So the little things that may not even cost much, you can do it and bring that joy. Take yourself out to dinner, dress up. Is this a little too much to go too quick into because you're grieving? Well, yeah, you can make it really intimate, or you can do it with a friend who understands the place you are at, and just but use it to be a time of healing. The spa usually does it. If you like doing your hair and doing your nails, getting a new makeover might help as well. You've got to take time to discover what works for you. Sometimes too, you might get lost in your identity in a marriage, especially if it has been many years. And just taking that step of faith, going places you never went before, traveling, seeing new sights
Yeah, Minister, if I may interject.
on your lips.
Um, it's funny, I think we are on the same train of thought because we were talking about widows, and the memory came to me, a young married woman in one of the churches I was in, and she was saying, she really don't go anywhere. She's consumed between work and husband and children and whatever. And I told her about something that I used to do even when I was married and continue to do thereafter. And it's very inexpensive. I will dress myself very prettily. I will go to the mall, probably just buy myself one of the cheapest ice cream on the thing, and sit down and just watch people pass. And of course, somebody will know you and may come across and talk a few minutes, or you will just see people and say, "Oh, I know that person." And believe you me, that in itself was a time of relaxation for me. So it don't have to be very expensive, and it don't just have to be for the widows. Listen, we need to take time for ourselves, and it's not being selfish. It's being you take it that you call that self-care. Because I have learned over the years, you can't be as effective and as good to anybody if in yourself you're not good to yourself. You cannot. You leave yourself undone for others. At some point you will be drained. You understand? So you have to put back into yourself so that you could be the most effective, either mother or whoever, whatever your role is, you're the most effective person that you can be. It's not very expensive. Just decide a day. Listen, I'm gonna go down to the mall and just go and window shop. And when I'm a little tired, I'm gonna sit down, eat some ice cream. Or even if you don't eat ice cream and you want to drink a coffee, because in any food court there you have a variety of things you can choose from. Some of them are very fattening, but I just tell myself, say what? It's one day. Sometimes I eat my cinnamon and drink a nice cup of coffee. Something. But
It's only one day.
I want to encourage you all. Do something for yourself. Don't wait until you're alone to fill your hours. Sometimes you need that. I just call it a minute. You need that minute. Just to refresh, just to catch your breath a little bit. So you'll go back and be the best that you can be in whatever role God has put you to play in this world.
Certainly. I'm thinking about exercising. Exercising can help as well. And I mean, even thinking about, I don't know about you, but I sometimes my record gets stuck. So I am playing a song 100 times. And the way how the system is designed now, you can loop the song. So you don't even have to go back and touch it. You just let that song play over and over and over and over. And somehow it's so soothing. There are times when you can just listen to water trickling, the ocean waves breaking. There are so many different things that you can explore and see which one jumps out to you. which one is therapeutic, which one is relaxing. Some people enjoy sightseeing.
Yes.
Some people enjoy. We have the bird sanctuary here in Trinidad. We have the Pitch Lake down the islands. Places that you can go safe as well. Do with someone.
Yeah.
Um, Boat ride, a boat cruise, things that can relax you. Listen, take it off your shoulders. Dust off your shoulders and just shake your hair and let the wind blow in your
Yeah.
face. Put down the car glass and let the wind blow in your face. And if you have to sing to the top of your voice and you're tone deaf, you sing and you make a
Whatever
joyful
makes you happy.
noise. You know,
Whatever makes
free,
you happy.
that's free. That's free. Life was given to be lived. And with all of humility and all of understanding, when you look back, your spouse would really want you to live and live, you know, in comfort, in best of mind and health and spirit. So don't not allow yourself to feel guilty because you're laughing and you're adding to someone else's life as well by what you're doing. I'm seeing some comments. Let me look at them. David said, should the grieving process have a limit? Another therapeutic way is giving service to others. Yes, give yourself to radical worship. Okay, thank you so much for your comment. The other one is, should the grieving process have a limit? So I guess he's tying that into the context of being able to find yourself in that point of being therapeutic and stuff. But all in all, the aim is to be able to not, I believe, not amplify your well, your peace of mind. that that your peace of mind. You see your peace of mind. You see your mental state. That could really, really suck you if you are
Yeah.
mentally um, pressed, can't rest, depressed, frustrated, can't relax. It's going against uh, um, what is natural, what should be the natural course of life, meaning that you need to take time to relax. You
Yeah.
need to do things that are therapeutic whilst you are shortening your days. Go ahead, Minister. You have
As I
something to
as
say.
I get older, I don't look forward to like bathing in the sea and that kind of thing. But you know what I love? Being driven there. Once you're driving, don't ask me to drive no long distance, but you could drive to the next end of Trinidad for me and say we're going by the beach. And that in itself, just driving and watching the scene, seeing people, seeing different areas. As you get more country, you're seeing the life that you may not know because you live in quote unquote town kind of thing. It gives you such a pleasure. You could just relax. You could listen to music as you go along. It have some inexpensive things. The main thing is, what do you love? Just allow yourself to do it. Sometimes I get to the beach and I just sit by the water or just walk on the edges and let what just wash over my feet and just thank God for his beauty, for his glory, for this creation, this great God that made so many things that he knew that we would need in our lives in order to bring us some sort of peace, you know. And I just, it does something for me. I never go there, whether I bathe or not. I never go there and come back the same. I am relaxed. I'm really relaxed. When I get home, I just get wish my one nice sleep. Sometimes I sleep until the next day, and
Right.
I'm good again. So do it if you love it, whatever you love, you do. And, just let God help you as you continue to heal on the journey because everything is not going to happen one time. But the thing is, as long as you put yourself out there, as long as you make that effort, you don't sit down and you wallow in it and say, well, this is my portion. It's not. It's not your portion. If it was your portion, you would not be living. Because if God had left you to live, it means that there's something in you that He needs. There's a purpose for you to live. And even if it's by how you deal with your widowhood, how you cope with it, the things you do, using it to help others and encourage others, that's your purpose. That's your purpose. Because people is be looking at us, people, sometimes we don't even realize how people look at us, how we live, and how we deal with situations. So,
Truly.
let's allow God. Let's allow God to guide you into whatever. And in the meantime, live and live to the fullest. Live to the fullest. There's nothing wrong in you just allowing yourself to do things that you love, and finding that peace and finding that joy in life. Yes, we have lost a spouse. Yes, we would have wanted them to be around us so that we could enjoy the life that we really wanted to enjoy. But you are alive. God has given you life, and you need
Yeah.
to live it to the fullest. In
Yeah.
Jesus' name.
You know what I was thinking about, what came to mind as you began to talk about that, and I thought about why not make a new friend? And forming new friendships can be very therapeutic and relaxing. Becoming a friend to someone. You're not looking for a relationship, but you're just becoming a friend to someone. That can help as well, you know? So try that much. You're not in the friendship. So make a new friend. Be a friend. Yeah?
Amen.
Or what are the things that you should get involved in to help mentally? Mission trips. This is the vacation time now. You can probably look at helping out in the vacation Bible school or art projects, or like with even with Tamar. We are in the we have our second Saturday coming up of where we are giving back to the community, and we are doing it in the form of a craft doing balloon decorating. So you can even look at something like that, which can help you in your healing process, giving back, being a blessing, doing an initiative, looking for a foundation to support, or even visiting persons. There are so many different things I believe you can explore, but it is tied to what you enjoy doing. Becoming a part of book club. I remember being a part of book convos where we would read a book together online. We would read it first on our own, and then we come together online and discuss the chapter and what stood out to us. So you do some things that would be motivating, inspiring, uplifting, encouraging, adding life. Yeah. So you are special, you are precious to God. And, Minister Lawrence said something very important at the beginning. Again, the way and time that we all deal with grief is different. So what we do, we gravitated to, someone else may not. So you find your niche. You try new things. It's okay. It's okay to try new. It's okay to change your closet. Say, I'm going to try some bright colors now.
Mm.
Even those things, simple things can really, really impact you. You never liked a particular thing and then you just tried it one day and wow. And like, something that tastes really good and you get in like a friend, yes. Pastor Karen, shout out to you when you connect with this replay. She introduced me to chocolate Swiss roll. I said I never knew it had a chocolate Swiss roll, and I'm not too much big on the chocolate. And when I tasted it, I almost had all of her chocolate Swiss roll. So, I mean, do something new. The other day, Minister Lauren, guess what I did? I made a pumpkin nut cake from the Naparima cookbook. So even that is something you can look at as well, doing different things, hosting different parties at your home. Again, take your time, being stages. Minister Lauren, we have a few more seconds. You want to say anything else?
No, basically, just to continue to encourage us to live and let God. One thing I know for sure, I have no doubt, God loves us. And his word said that he takes care of the widowed and the
Yeah,
orphans. And I'm telling you,
yeah,
he does. We are
yeah,
special in his eyes. So there's nothing
yeah,
that you're
yeah.
going through, there's nothing that you're feeling that God is not aware of and is willing to help you to get through. So just know
Yeah.
that you are loved. You are very, very loved, and he wants what is best for you.
And it's interestingly that you said that, and this is our closing remarks. I couldn't help but come across that scripture in James chapter 1, verse 27, very recently. And when I read that part, and keep yourself unspotted, it says pure religion is to remember the fatherless before God, not just before man, before God, is to remember the fatherless and the widows in their time of affliction and to keep yourself unspotted. But that part really stood out to me so that you can really be sensitive and empathetic to them. Keep yourself unspotted. Don't get mixed up. Don't become tainted. Remain pure in your walk and relationship with the Lord so that you don't miss being there for them and being a support to them, a genuine support to them. So, again, we are Tamar International. Our vision is a gift of love, divinely inspired, meeting the needs of widows and widowers everywhere. And this month is our anniversary month. It's 14 years on the 31st of August. Thank you for allowing us to serve you. And as long as God allows us and He tarries, we will continue to serve you in the best way that we know how to by the instruction from Him. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. And then know that there is more for you than that are against you. So do have a good night until we connect next Monday evening. It should be that evening when we feature a particular book helping you to answer some of your questions on grief. So we love you and God bless you. Bye. Thank you all for connecting and have a good week, the rest of it. Oh, today was elections in Trinidad and Tobago, and I trust that you were able to do your civic duty. God bless you. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.